This MLB offseason has been pretty nuts, so I say, let's rank the top 10 most impactful moves for the 2026 season. To start us off at number 10, Munetaka Murakami to the White Sox. A guy who hit 223 dongs in 6 years in Japan and looks to bring his pop to Chicago, and I think he will. Number 9, Luis Robert Jr. to the Mets. A guy who has all the potential in the world, but for some reason just can't tap into it and really struggles to stay healthy. But if he's able to, he could be a borderline MVP. Number 8, Tatsuya Imai to the Astros. Another Japanese phenom who landed in Houston and could be the perfect replacement to Framber Valdez, and dare I say, potentially better? Maybe. Number 7, Ranger Suarez to the Red Sox. Mr. Consistency. When this guy is healthy, he has some of the best command in the bigs and is a walking quality start that could lead the Red Sox to a lot of wins this season. Number 6, Alex Bregman to the Cubs. A team that needed a real, solid third baseman just got that and more. He hits for average, he hits for power, he has a great glove, and will be the key to the Cubs' playoff push this year. Number 5, Dylan Cease to the Blue Jays. Now, Cease did kind of struggle last year, but if you know anything about baseball, you know this guy can be as good as anybody else in the bigs, and I think he makes a resurgence to his dominant form. Number 4, Framber Valdez to the Tigers. I mean, are we looking at the best staff in the bigs here? I think it's possible with the addition of Framber Valdez. He puts up strikeouts, he has a consistent low ERA, is an innings eater, and now it's just up to him to live up to the expectations of that monster contract, and I think he does. Number 3, Pete Alonso to the Orioles. A team that desperately needed an everyday power first baseman got that. Alonso has pop and a whole lot of it, and I think he will be a driving force in pumping the brakes on the Orioles' struggles of last year and potentially push them to a playoff run. Number 2, Bo Bichette to the Mets. One of the most insane contracts we've ever seen of 3 years for $126 million, as Bichette has a terrible glove and will be relied on heavily defensively at third base all season long, but his bat is very, very good. And I think a few errors here and there will very much so be made up for when he puts up a career-high 30 bombs this year. And at number 1, the contract that broke baseball, Kyle Tucker to Los Angeles. It's just stupid at this point. And this is the reason why we won't have baseball in 2027, and you have the Dodgers to thank for that. Now, do any of these moves push the needle enough to propel one of these teams into the World Series? Let's talk about it. I'm gonna make a bold decision here with my pick for the National League. Even though the Dodgers obviously have the best roster maybe assembled ever in the history of baseball and are actively ruining the sport, I think they fizzle out in the championship series. It is very, very hard to win one World Series. It is even harder to win 2 in a row, and it's borderline impossible to win 3 in a row, and I don't think the Dodgers can do it. So who beats them in the National League, you ask? I think it's the New York Mets. It is finally their turn. After years and years of disappointment, even with spending buku bucks on top-tier talent, it just feels right for this season. They are led by Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto, 2 of the most elite guys in baseball. They just signed Bichette, Luis Robert, Marcus Semien, and I think it's enough to finally shatter the invisible barrier to secure a World Series spot out of the National League. Now for the American League, I think we see a battle of the Titans in the ALCS between the Yankees and the Mariners, but Big Dumper is not enough yet again to get Seattle into the Fall Classic, and the Yankees move on to face the Mets in a Subway Series, and after 7 games of back and forth action, the Yankees finally pull it off after a 17-year drought to win their 28th World Series title, which is just insane to say out loud. Of course, the World Series is everything, and that's why these guys play the game. But most teams won't even have a shot at getting close. So whether you're playing fantasy baseball or just love the game, here are 6 guys that I think will break out this year. Number 1, Connor Griffin. Unless you've been living under a rock, you have obviously heard about this guy. He is maybe the best prospect in the history of baseball, and I could not be higher on him. I would not be surprised if he used his 65 power tool and his 70 run tool to put up a 2020 season in his rookie year. He's just that good. Number 2, Nolan McLean. A guy that made his debut last season, turned it on right away, and I expect to keep that pace up in a full season with the Mets, throwing 150 plus innings and striking out 180 plus along the way. Number 3, Jack Caglione. The guy who was supposed to be the breakout power hitting first baseman last year, who had his thunder stolen by Nick Kurtz, will actually do work this year and pop 30 bombs over the fence. Simply put, he has some of the best raw power in all of Major League Baseball. Number 4, Roman Anthony. We're talking about a guy with a legit chance to win MVP as a 21-year-old in his second season. The guy has just got the it factor. He has put on a ton of muscle in the offseason, and I think he balls out. Number 5, Chase Burns, another top-tier prospect from last year who made his debut last season and was up and down for most of the year. But I think he locks it in this year and puts up some of the best strikeout numbers in the bigs, as his arm is just about as electric as they come. And at number 6, the future rookie of the year, Bryce Eldridge. A lot of people are sleeping on this guy because he doesn't have the best hit tool. He's not a good runner, he's not a great fielder, but I think he surprises people and uses his unbelievable 70 grade pop to poke 40 dongs and propel the Giants into the postseason for the first time in 5 years. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed my baseball banter. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Bovada, for sponsoring the video. I hope you all have a wonderful baseball season, and consider following the channel for more baseball breakdowns and some other stuff along the way. Thanks.